Hello and welcome to another segment of Ageless, the program dedicated to showing that being over 50 can be the sunny side of life. My name is Karen Hefner, I'm your host, and we have two guests today who are the founders of something called the Legacy Project. It's Suzanne Sheridan and Rozanne Gates. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.
It's always a pleasure, Karen.
I know, actually you're very good friends.
You're
always
right.
up to something new. You really are. It's like trying to keep up with you
We're
guys.
just like kids.
Yeah, it is. It's a wonderful kind of childlike energy that we have together, because what we do is find our source of joy and start from there.
I love it.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Well, your latest project is called the
Legacy Project USA.
Right.
And what we do is we help people, we facilitate them telling their life story. Rozanne interviews them and I photograph them. I've been a photographer professionally for about 15 years now, and I do the books. I put together a beautiful custom-made book of the photographs I take of them and their family if they like, and their things that matter to them if they like. And it's just a wonderful experience for everybody involved. We learn more about this history of our country through these people, like from the beginning of the Industrial Revolution for some, all the way through to today, and others, people who have been through World War II and tell the story, and it's just amazing what has come forward.
We've had an amazing array of people who have hired us to document their lives. I am the interviewer, and I will sit one-on-one with someone, and we start at the beginning. I ask them to tell me their name and where were they born and what were their parents, what was your mother's maiden name, if it's a woman or a man, so that we get a little bit of the prehistory in also. But what I have noticed is that it is so energizing for the person who is telling their story to tell their story, to be given permission to talk about nothing but themselves for an hour, 2 hours, however long it takes. And it's like pouring water on a wilted flower. Suddenly they open up and they just start talking about all the things that were important to them. And I've even had success with Alzheimer's patients.
Really?
Yes, who suddenly can remember things that everybody has told me they'll never remember that, they'll never remember that. But if you ask in the right way and give them space and time, they start remembering. And the gorgeous thing about that is that the people who are telling their stories, it gets archived on a CD, and they'll have that for generations to come.
Right.
Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren will be able to sit down and listen to these stories. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason that we started this was that both of us have parents that are deceased, and we just said to ourselves, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had their voices and we could listen back to their voices? And wouldn't it be great if we had a picture of them that was in a book so it wouldn't get damaged? You know how those little dog-eared pictures are after a while? I just got a whole bunch of them and I put them on a CD for my family when my father passed, and they can get damaged really easily. So these pictures stay inside a beautiful bound book, and they get created with the input of the people who are being interviewed. So it could be anything they want. In fact, we did an 80th birthday party. We did an 8-year-old birthday party.
Yes, yeah.
We did a wedding, the grandparents at the wedding. There's so many applications, and we want to help people to validate their lives and tell their stories, because nobody can tell your story like you. I mean, we started this because I love to talk about myself. She doesn't, but I do. And
Well, I like to talk about you.
yeah, but it's so much fun, to have somebody being given permission to take it a little further, a little deeper, and leave it for their children and grandchildren.
Yeah.
Well, I find that too about our show, is that I do interview people who, some people who've never been asked to talk about it before, or I think some people feel like everybody's heard it and everybody's tired of hearing it, and to be really asked and to know that it is valued enough that someone would buy this and do this about them. But also you talk to them long enough. I mean, here a half hour, it really, sometimes people just get started. I mean, they're sort of reticent about it, and they don't really get into the meat of who they are until we're almost ready, we're almost done with the show. And so,
and the marvelous thing, when I sit down and I start interviewing them, and they'll say things like, I hadn't thought about that in years. And it's just so wonderful to see the stream of consciousness happening. One story leads to another story, and I heard the introduction to this show. It's people over 50 telling their stories. And I love the fact that we are getting back into the process of telling our stories. That wonderful project called StoryCorps that was started in Grand Central Station, you know, and picked up by NPR. It's a wonderful project, but Susie and I did it. We went over to the Fairfield Museum and did it when they were here, but we were only given 15 minutes, and we never got a copy of that. But this is, the Legacy Project has so many applications. It has applications for families. It has applications for businesses who want to tell the story of how they got their businesses started, who want to have a product that they can just, you know, present to somebody, say, this is our business. And to hear the story of how they started their business. Organizations, any kind of entity, whether you're a single person or a family person or a business person, but just sitting down and telling your story validates who you are. It just gives you this feeling of pride, like, wow, I really did do something, didn't I?
I think a lot of people believe that they haven't done a lot, or they haven't done as much as
or they
other
haven't
people
done
do.
enough.
Enough.
We all feel on some level that we haven't done enough, and that our lives don't reflect everything that we have dreamt of and wanted for ourselves. But if you validate where you're coming from, you realize, gosh, I've already done so much, and yes, I can do more. And this is all tied into the fact that baby boomers will not be limited in any way. We are the first generation of people who just refuse to be typecast as old, you know. So I think, you know, this Legacy Project will continue to grow as people restart their lives again. And, you know, say, oh, I've hit a wall, just like, you know, during the storm. Oh, there was a tree, I'll find another route. And you create this new life, and over and over and over again. And we're here to document it because we think it's important and because it's fun. I can't think of it.